is up now. Go ahead, Jason. Everyone listen to Jason. Go ahead, Jason.
What?
Do it. You are the speaker of the house today. What should you say 3 times?
Namo Shakyamuni Pusa.
Yes.
Namo Karshana Pusa. Namo Karshana Pusa.
That's your Namo Shakyamuni Buddha. Okay. That's okay. All right.
I don't remember.
That's okay. Okay. So tell them how do they supposed to do meditation. Tell them, Jason.
Close your eye. Count.
Okay.
Each breath is one count. If you mess up from your monkey mind, start from 0.
All right. So go ahead. Count 1, 2, 3 and show them the timer. Count 1, 2, 3. And everyone close your eyes and count your breath. Okay. Show them the timer. Count. You count first.
1, 2, 3. Done.
Okay. Ask them. Ask any one of them, please.
Lena.
One bride, you did. 2 drivers.
Can I hear you, Lena? Okay. Who else? Jason. Michelle.
Justin.
Okay, good. You did good job. Thank you, Jason. All right. So let's the next one.
Thank you.
Michelle, be ready. Okay, Michelle.
Yes. You rushed me for nothing, Mom. What is wrong with you? Brush your hair or you don't do it. I want the long hair. I want Mom.
Wow. Listen. Well, so I have to be quiet. Okay.
During the Buddha's time, there was a small town along the road to the kingdom of Magadha. In this town lived some fools. They were upset at the many biting.
Can you hear Michelle? Can you hear? Michelle, can you hear?
Yes, I can hear. Also, you didn't let us unmute, so I couldn't unmute.
What's that? That's okay. I can play again, okay?
Mosquitoes they encountered when they went hunting. The foolish hunters had a meeting and decided to go to war against the mosquitoes in the forest. They wanted to be able to hunt in the forest without being bitten. Angry, they decided to eliminate all the mosquitoes from the forest. Foolish hunters gathered their weapons and went to war against the mosquitoes in the forest. They shouted to each other, "Strike them down! Kill them all! Smash them! Shoot them!" Each shout only further fueled their gusto. In trying to strike down the numerous and elusive small mosquitoes, the fools mostly succeeded in accidentally striking, shooting, and injuring each other. Around that time, the Buddha, along with his Bhikkhu Sangha, came for alms in that town. The sensible minority in the town realized the great opportunity to make merit and gathered at the town entrance. The Buddha and the Sangha saw many wounded men lying around and asked the townsfolk, "There seem to be many injured men around this town. What happened to them?" "Sir," they responded, "they went to war against mosquitoes in the forest, but only ended up shooting and injuring each other." And so the Buddha told the monks and townsfolk that this is not the first time that foolish people have hurt each other instead of the mosquitoes they meant to kill. In the past, there were also those who, wanting to kill a mosquito, hurt another person instead. And upon request, the Buddha told the story of the past. A long time ago, when Brahmadatta was reigning in Benares, the Bodhisattva was reborn as a trader of goods. In those days, in a border village in Kasi, there lived a great number of carpenters. On one particular day, the Bodhisattva was waiting outside a carpenter's shop when he observed the following. Inside the shop, there was an old bald carpenter planing some wood while mosquitoes buzzed around his head. Annoyed, the carpenter tried to swat at the mosquitoes to get rid of them. He yelled to his son who was nearby, "My boy, there are mosquitoes biting me. Do something to get them away." His son was not very smart, but was very eager to please his father. The boy responded, "Hold still, father. I'll take care of it in one blow." The carpenter, annoyed and frustrated by all the mosquitoes, said, "Do whatever you think. Just get rid of them. I don't care what you do. Just get rid of these pesky mosquitoes." The son, who was standing behind the old man's back with a sharp axe raised, said, "Okay, father, I got it." The boy struck down at the mosquito on his father's head with the intention to only kill the mosquito. However, he ended up cleaving his father's head in two. Much to the sadness of the boy, the old man dropped dead on the spot. The boy lamented his actions as he cried over his father's dead body. The Bodhisattva was waiting outside for the carpenter and witnessed everything. He was shocked at what he saw. He was sad to see such a wasteful and preventable loss of life. He said, "It is better to have an enemy with sense than a friend with no sense. At least the enemy, out of fear of another's vengeance, will be deterred from killing." The Bodhisattva then left and lived his life honorably. At the end of his life, he passed away and was reborn according to his karma. The Buddha then concluded the Jataka story by saying, "As you see, in the past, there were those who were seeking to kill a mosquito, and instead killed a fellow human. In those days, I was the wise and good trader who witnessed the incident. What did you learn from this story?
Okay, Michelle, you summarize the story, okay? And tell them what's happening.
When there were people in the forest who wanted to kill the mosquitoes and went on war on the mosquitoes using their weapons, but instead they did kill the mosquitoes, but at the same time they injured each other, and everybody was injured and then the Buddha passed by and saw everybody injured and asked why were they injured, and the townspeople said that they went on war with the mosquitoes because it was pesky and bothering them. So then the Buddha told them a story where he was a trader waiting for somebody, and there was a carpenter and his son. The carpenter was doing some stuff, but there were also mosquitoes buzzing around him and biting him. So he called out to his son to help him get rid of the mosquitoes. His son was not very smart, but he wanted to please his father. So then he took a large axe and wanting to kill the mosquito on his dad's head, he accidentally sliced his dad's head in half, which was the carpenter, and he died. And then the Buddha saw everything and how the son was regretting his actions later because he didn't know what would have happened if he did that. And the Buddha witnessed it all and was pitying the son because the son had a lack of intelligence but was trying to help people, but instead just killed somebody. And there was somebody, I don't remember what it was saying, but I heard that it was better to have an enemy with logic than a friend that is not smart.
Okay, good. So what you learn from this story? Michelle, we cannot hear you.
I learned that we should think about what we should do before doing it, and we shouldn't do foolish things.
And what else? What else, Oliva? You follow the story, Oliva? So what you learn from this story, Oliva?
I learned that it's not like since that he was trying to kill the mosquito, but he wasn't smart, and then he ended up killing his father.
But what's the main themes about this? What the Buddha say? It's better to hang around with what?
It's better to have an enemy with sense than have friends with no sense.
What happened if you hang around with the wrong friends? They don't know what you're doing. What happened?
Something bad will happen.
Anthony, you heard that, Anthony? You know that? You understand the story, Anthony?
Yeah.
So it's better what?
To get a I'm gonna forget it mostly.
Alison, what do you think? What you understand about this story, Alison?
We just joined.
Where's that? What do you say, Alison?
We just joined the meeting.
Oh, you just joined the meeting. Okay. So, Caitlin Dương, what you learn about this? Caitlin Dương.
Like you should think about what like you are doing before you actually do it, because like it might cause something really bad.
And also what? Catherine from Boston, you follow the story? You follow? I cannot hear you. What happened? Yeah. Oh. Okay, go ahead, Catherine. What did you learn from this story?
Oh, I came late. I didn't really see much of it.
Okay. So, Liana Mai, you understand the story?
Yeah.
What do you understand about this story? What do you understand? What happened if you hang around with bad friends?
They would be bad to you, and you just had you had to go somewhere else. So you ignored it.
Yeah. Vivian, are you there, Vivian? Vivian, are you there? You follow the story, Vivian? Can you tell them why it's not good to hang around with bad friends? Why is that?
It's not good to hang around with best friends because they don't know what they're doing, and they'll end up getting you in trouble.
And what happened with bad friends if you hang around?
You'll get influenced by them.
And also they may harm you too, right?
Yes.
Okay, good. All right, so let's see here. Emily Hun, you understand why it's not good to hang around with bad friends? Emily Hun, why is that?
Because it's not good to stay with bad friends, because it's just they will not treat you right, and maybe they will make fun of you.
Okay, Alison, you understand why you're not supposed to hang around with bad friends? Alison?
No.
You don't know why? We're not supposed to hang around with bad friends. You don't know why?
Because they do bad things and they're a bad influence.
Yeah, and they may what? They may hurt you too, right? Yeah, Oliva, give one example. If someone hang around with bad friends, Oliva.
If you hang around with bad people as your friends, then you might end up doing something that you don't want to, or making a bad decision.
Give one example, like smoking, like drinking, and so forth.
Like maybe your friends are like a bad person, and they would influence you to do stuff like maybe stealing or something.
Yeah, bad friends can influence you to steal, to kill, right? To smoke cigarette and so forth, right? Do bad things, right? That's why you need to stay away from bad friends, right? Okay, that's it. Yes. Okay. Yeah, go ahead, thầy giáo pháp. Your turn now. Thầy giáo pháp.
Hello, everyone. How are you? I could not hear you, con. Can you hear me? Can you hear me? Olivia, can you hear me? Can you hear me? What happened? Hold on. Oh, I see. Okay, go ahead. You can unmute now.
Dạ con.
Xin lỗi thầy.
Okay, thank you. I don't know why. Okay, good God, thank you. Right. Let's see. Let me show you this video. Let me see who can. Vivian, when you're there, Vivian, when.
Thầy kêu con.
Okay, yeah. Can you help? Look, pay attention to the video. Okay.
Yeah.
14 tips to protect your child from kidnapping. Every year, thousands of kids get abducted all over the world. The kidnappers have all the skills of a good psychologist. They know how to win the kids' hearts, to manipulate their minds perfectly. Those walking nightmares of every parent still succeed, but there is something we all can do to stop them. Brightside has put together a list of 14 signs of a child abductor you should never ignore. Counting down, number 14, asking for help. One of the most common tricks all kidnappers use is asking kids for help. If you ever hear an adult begging for help at a playground, it is a reason to be alarmed. Just think of it. If something happened to you, would you really ask an unfamiliar 5-year-old to help you? Something is telling me you wouldn't. Another adult can hold the door for you when you're holding more heavy bags than you can handle. And when your dog or cat gets lost, you will more likely spread the word or ask special volunteer groups to find it, not take a little girl out of a sandbox and invite her to search the basements with you. If you happen to witness an adult sharing his or her problems with kids, it could be a good idea to jump into that conversation and confront the abductor. Ask him or her what is wrong and could you possibly help out? This should scare the abductor.
Vivian, yeah.
So the first sign to look at is if they're asking for help. Usually abductors, they would come up to little kids and ask them to help, like to find something or to help them get something or help them do something. But you have to remember that would you ask a little girl to help you or a little boy to help you do something, or would you, because most likely you would ask someone who's a lot like stronger or more capable, not kids. So that's the first sign.
Why when they ask the 5 years old girl, it's not a good sign for the that will be the good sign for the kidnapper. Why is that?
Because kids are like weaker, they're not as capable as with that as much, but they don't know that.
Yeah, yeah, that's good. Because the kid they cannot be able to think that, right? If someone asks someone is very young about to help them, that will be a very strange thing, right? So we have to be aware. Oh, when we're talking about the kidnapping, what does that mean? Can you explain to the kid what does the kidnapping mean?
Kidnapping is when an adult or someone a certain, like a huge age gap comes up. Kidnapping is when someone like goes up and like takes them away to a place that they may or might not know, but they're holding them. Usually when they have kidnapping, it's for usually when they have an abduction or a kidnapping, they usually hold a ransom, which they call a person, like a family member or a friend of the person they just kidnapped, and they ask for money.
Yeah, kidnapping, that means they take the kid away from the loved one, right? From their loved one, right? So and also they can use the kid to for ransom. That means to asking the parent for money or whatever, right? And you know what? Sometimes the little kid been kidnapped, they could be died, right? Because due to some crazy people out there. Is that true? So it's very dangerous. Don't allow that happen to you, everyone, right? Yeah. Okay. Now go ahead and do the second one.
13. Crying kid. See a kid crying, screaming, and trying to escape, pulling out his hand. You might think that he is just being naughty and does not want to obey his mom or dad. We've all been there, right? However, if you feel like things have gone too wild and the hysterics is more than a regular grumpy attack, it won't hurt to check on them. Ask the kid and the accompanying adult if everything is all right and how they are all related. If it turns out to be a false alarm, the parent will most likely thank you for caring and explain it was a really bad day. If it's really the abductor that is taking away the kid, he or she will stumble and most likely reconsider doing the evil act. You most likely remembered what the villain looks like. So what's the point of taking the kid away when you were all ready to give this information to the police?
All right. Olivia, what do you think about this?
So if there's like a person holding the kid and the kid is like screaming and crying, then it could be that it's their parent and they're being naughty. But if it's like a lot of chaos and it's really bad, then you should ask if everything's okay, and then the kidnapper will probably really think about kidnapping the child.
Yeah, but we have to proactive, right? Go and ask the kid, right? How the kid doing, right? Olivia?
Yeah.
Yeah, we have to come there and make sure the kid is okay. If when we come there, if that is actually the kid parent, the parent would say, "Oh, that they have a bad day," and they would say thank you. But if not, if the one who we really kidnap the kid, and they will afraid and they will rethink before they do, and they might withdraw their intention. Right, that's important. So that's how we the kid been from been kidnapping. Okay.
Number 12, playground observers. Where do childless adults spend their free time? Concert halls, stadiums, museums, bars. Somehow, the playground is not on the list. If you spot a suspicious adult watching kids go up and down the slides or building sandcastles, let them know that you know. Take a picture of that stranger. The abductor will most likely get scared and flee.
Okay, Vivian.
Yes. So the third one is observing adults. Like if adults are like standing there without like an adult standing there like not just watching kids play around in a playground, and they're probably abducting, because no one really stands there while their kid plays, while a kid plays, just stands there and watches them, like observes them, not really like make sure they're okay, because it's different. If you're observing a child, then you're like watching them once in a while. You're not staring at them constantly the whole time. And if you do see it, then you should take a picture of the adult, and maybe, well, most likely he or she will like try to escape, but so they don't get in trouble.
So when we say we take a picture,
Could you ask the question again?
when we say that we're going to take a picture, we take a picture of who, you know?
The potential kidnapper.
Right, the potential kidnapper. And when you take a picture, you show them that you are taking the picture. Then that means they know that we are put our eye on them, right? So they will afraid and they will go. You don't have to take a picture without them know. You let them know that you are taking a picture of them and they will scare and they will run away. That's how we make sure that they scare. Okay, all right, thank you. We can continue on this thing tomorrow. Michelle, who is the speaker of the house today?
I think it was Jason. I don't remember.
Okay, Jason, are you speaker of the house?
Huh?
Are you speaker of the house, God?
I think so.
Okay, good. What should you say to them before they go into the break room? Right?
Listen to the tutor. Don't disrupt the teacher while they're teaching us.
And always
Turn our cam on.
Right, thank you. Turn on your web. All right, thank you, Kolan. Go ahead.